ready to hit the like and share button on YouTube and Facebook. This is the Hot Rod Podcast with Ron Foreman and Brady Wright. We literally live, eat, and breathe cars. So, as usual, at this time of the week, Brady Wright and my co-host Ron Foreman, my brother from another mother, and just mere feet away from me, at least on the screen. Actually, it's about 300 miles over there and stuff. How you doing tonight?
Good. Thank you.
Hey. So, this may be our last show for this year, number 370, and tonight's going to be kind of fun. A couple of weeks ago, we had Roger Quast on from, let's see, were they in? They were in Tennessee then.
Tennessee, yep.
Doing Wrenching for the Future, and they had a really neat project going on there. One of the guys that was with Roger was Tom Cooley. He's better known as Cooley. Anyway, I said, I know that you are like married to or with Candice Ballard, who is, a huge builder and detailer and customizer and stuff. She's been on, she's all over Facebook and all that kind of stuff. I said, what if we did a show with you guys? And he said, okay. So cool. It's taken this long to get them together, but they're going to be here with us tonight. We'll have some fun. I'll talk with them. Turns out we got a whole lot of common friends. So let's bring them in and we'll talk about that.
All right.
Cool. Hi, I'm Brady Wright. I'm the founder of the Idaho Hot Rod Hall of Fame, and I got some big news coming up that I think you'll want to know about. Now, if you're a car person and you're in Idaho, especially North Idaho, you probably are aware of the organization, but just in case you're not, what we do is we recognize hot rodders, clubs, and people who support the sport of hot rodding all through the state of Idaho. It is for Idaho people only. Every year we have an awards banquet that recognizes a Hot Rodder of the Year, a Young Rodder of the Year, and a Car Club of the Year throughout the state of Idaho. Now, you probably wonder, how do people get nominated and how do they get the award? Well, the nominations come from you. If you go to our website, that's Idahof, IDAHHOF.org. There is a nomination form there. You can download it, or you can send an email to idahof@gmail.com, and we'll send you one for yourself. And when you send them in, all of the board gets together once a year, usually in the fall, and we decide who's going to get nominated and who's going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame for that year. Now, our banquet is coming up in about 2 months. We're looking to do it in about September, so you have July and August to fill out your nominations and get them into us. It's real important. The nominations are self-explanatory. The form is real clear, and if you fill it out as completely as possible, whoever you nominate or whichever club you nominate has a pretty good chance of getting in. We induct one Hot Rodder of the Year, one Young Rodder of the Year, and one Club of the Year every year. But you can put your nominations in at any time. If we don't choose the person you've nominated, for example, this year, they may get in next year. It just depends on who else gets nominated. It's idahof@gmail.com or idahof, IDAHHOF.org on the web. We're also on Facebook. If you have questions, you can ask them right there. We look forward to getting your nominations in, but do hurry. We need them by the end of August 2023. As promised, with us tonight, as a matter of fact, for the second time, I got Cooley on the one side there, and on the other side, the much better looking person. That'd be Candice Ballard, and Cooley was on a couple of weeks ago with Roger. We had a lot of fun there talking about the build, but tonight we really kind of going to focus on Candice, but you can't have one without the other. So we just thought, well, as long as you're there, come on board. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Well, welcome to the show. We were just talking just a minute ago before we hit the air about the common friends that we all have on Facebook. I mean, the Candice page looks like, a list of my friends. You guys are close to Steve Tate, the Problem Child, and Austin Wagner is one of your people. And Austin and I, we're close. I mean, we're probably 12 miles apart. He just lives right across the state line from me. Yeah. What a swell guy.
6 degrees of separation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm getting Kay Turkelson, of course. Miss Kay is one of our people.
Yep.
and Diane Levine has been on the show before, and I know I saw her in your list.
Yeah,
So
I love both of them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And of course, we were talking about Tommy Ring. Tommy is the reason that I'm building the rat rod I'm building.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
really?
He's a
When he
great
was,
guy, man.
yeah,
He's
he's a
genuinely a
great
great guy.
guy. When he was writing his column for Rat Rod magazine, he did a series on you too can build a rat rod for $1,500, which it's true you can if you have a full machine
Right.
shop and a whole bunch of people with parts to give.
It's true.
Yeah, I
But
can't build one of mine for that. The wheels and tires will blow that budget out of the water.
We got to be extra.
Yeah, I'm a little extra when it comes to wheels and tires, I guess. But
little extra, yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
They make the car.
you want to be able to drive it, I think, is probably the thing. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of
oh
fun to
yeah,
see the mutual friends list on there. Rat Rod Richardson is one of your people, and he lives about 10 miles from me, 12 miles maybe from me in the other direction from Austin. So this is going to be pretty funny. I'm sure I'll get some comments like, "How'd you guys get hooked up?"
Right. And,
Yeah.
and I like one of the aspects about me is I grew up diehard street rod and hot rod
Sure.
and C10 trucks. And then when I met Cooley, he brought in the rat rod world. So
Yeah.
it's like I got a nice melting pot of all the rodders.
You do.
Yeah.
I see that manifests itself by the Harley you got in the back there with the custom frame. I'm sure that's just an outgrowth of whatever you've been doing. Or is that Cooley's?
That's Cooley's. Mine's right here on a jack, all taken apart.
That's how they start. That's how
there's
they start.
actually there's 8 bikes in here.
Oh,
8 bikes.
only 8. Okay,
Wow.
well that's fine.
Yeah, this is my bike. I call this my bike shop.
I
My other
see.
shop's about 100 yards away, full of cars. So
It sounds like Ron's place.
Hey,
yeah,
careful.
We got 6 acres and,
Yeah.
800 square foot house and 5,000 cars. That's just how. Jesus. Well, so
yeah,
Less house, more garage.
yeah, exactly.
it all works
Less
for all of us.
house, more garage.
Hey, so that people know kind of what's going on with you. Candice, you got several businesses that you're part of. I mean, Chopped Rat's Garage is one of them, and Ballard C10. So I want to hear about all this. But the first thing I want to ask you really has probably nothing. Well, maybe it has something to do with cars. I don't know. It says that you are a published author at Barnes and Noble, and I want to know just what's up with that. What'd you publish?
I am a published children's author and illustrator.
Yeah.
And I started when my oldest son was a baby. He's got some special medical conditions, and he would cry every night. So
Okay.
I would just start making these stories up in my head, and I would memorize them.
Ah.
And he would beg, read me that story you made.
Yeah.
Well, when we moved up here from Georgia to Tennessee, and I sold 1 to 2 trucks, and then all of a sudden we got 10 trucks.
Mm-hmm.
I named each truck and vehicle a special name, and I just started creating another story. Yeah,
Yep.
characters.
Oh, that's great.
So my most favorite book I've published is called The Trusty Trucks with the Really Bad Luck.
Okay.
And it's all of our personal trucks, and it's a series. So it follows them through their town called Truckville. They play baseball. They go to school, and they're like little cartoons or caricatures.
That's pretty
Of
cool.
our actual vehicles.
Right.
Yeah.
It just kind of ended up being enough to make a book out of, huh?
Right. Well, and now number 2 is about to be out. It's in publication.
Yeah.
Number three's already done. And there's a hardcover edition. And then also on the closet rack is, not many people know, it's a Rat Rod children's book.
Okay.
And then there's also a book about Cooley.
A book about, wow. So that's
I don't
pretty
know
slick.
about that. That's new to me. That's the first time I've heard of that one.
Okay, you gotta.
I'm scared of that myself.
Yeah, you got to be careful
pretty
what you
crazy.
say from here on out, man.
Yeah, I know, right? I got to be limited.
You're
You
gonna
know what I
listen.
mean?
The quotes are going to be in the book.
on motivation and trying to squash bullying and promote, bring out your inner securities and support your differences.
Oh, nice.
the book about him it's called The Book of Cooley Cool. And it's this kid that goes through life and they kind of pick on him because he's different. You know, he wears all black and he doesn't fit the normal crowd. Well, it turns to find out they all love him. They just should have gave him the time, you know, to talk and hang out with him.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. So that one's already out there, huh? Or no, that one's not out there. That one's coming.
See, yeah, that one's coming. I do all the publication myself. I do all the illustration. So it takes a while.
Yeah. Well,
Can you hear me now?
I got you now. You went away for a little while. I don't know where you went, but we were just talking.
Please stand by.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, I know a little bit about self-publishing. My background, aside from just doing car shows and other stuff like that, I've been kind of a competitive chili cook for quite a while, and I enjoy cooking. So at one point or another, my wife said, you should put these recipes together. So I did, and I published a cookbook.
Awesome. I love chili and I love to cook.
Hey, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm right now, I don't have any printed up, but I'll print some out. I'll send you one.
Okay, awesome.
When we're done.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, when we're done, there's I'll get an address from you and send you something good. It's got a lot more stuff in it besides chili, but chili was my passion for a while.
Hey, what kind of show is this anyway? Is this a cooking show?
Hey, it started out to be. Well, there's a connection, see, because of the.
We haven't had supper yet, so we're hungry.
Yeah, you talking my language.
Well, no, it's because of the bike behind Cooley there. I got started doing chili cook-offs when I was president of a Harley group. And we used to do cook-offs, the whole thing. And so that's the reason that the book is titled Kickstart's Killer Chili, because Kickstart was my road name, so that was all this stuff. Hey, so back to the kind of the focus of this. Tell me about Ballard C10, because obviously you've got your other nickname, which we haven't mentioned yet, but anybody that goes to your Facebook page will find it out, is Square Barbie. So tell me about Square Barbie.
Okay, so like I said, I moved up here from Georgia, and I had one C10 in I had another truck that was my favorite 2500 heavy duty. Well, in Georgia, the norm wasn't going against the traditional manufactured colored and torque thrust wheels,
or should say her family, because every one of her brothers all have C10 trucks, and her dad, and they think it needs to be a certain way, and I don't think. I mean, it's cool, but it ain't different. You know what I mean? So
I got you.
Everybody else,
Well, I'm the only girl of four brothers, and my granddad, who just passed away, he retired from General Motors. He got me into hot rodding, and my daddy. But I was always different, I was the only girl that did this in the guys' world. I loved pink. I loved teal. I loved Lisa Frank. But
sure.
I was a tomboy, so you can't come to baseball and you can't come to the truck show all bought out in pink and teal. Well, so I placed my C10 up for sale in Georgia. I sold it. And then I eventually sold my heavy duty truck. And Cooley said, I got somewhere I need to take you, because I was looking for another C10 to start, fresh off the slate.
Yeah.
He took me to our good friend's house, and he said, look at that truck. And it was a 1977 primered, rusted roller, no motor. It looked like a four-wheel drive, all tooted up, just bare. And the inside of the cab, it just looked rough, but the body, it was everything that I wanted. And
well,
it was a fresh slate.
That is what you start with.
Right. And I said, I want it. And so we brought it home. I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. And I always tell everybody, if you take the time to listen to me, I say that God and this truck built itself. I was coming from a rough spot in Georgia. I had a lot of, just bad stuff that went on in my life, trauma, and I mean, just you name it. So this was my clean slate. I'm starting a new journey, a new life. And one thing led to another. And me and Cooley went to look at paint, and he supports anything and any wild idea I want to do. I said,
nice. Good man.
I want some crazy I want some crazy colors. I want to bring in little girls at the car shows where they're not scared to talk to me. They'll want to come talk to me after they see my truck.
Well, there you go.
Well, we picked
Perfect.
out hot pink and teal.
Uh-huh. So,
And then I did
not only are you called Square Barbie, but your truck is the color of the Barbie aisle at Toys R Us.
Well, and we picked the colors, and the way that it's painted, I learned how to do that by accident.
Oh.
And yeah, not on her truck. I learned how to do it like several projects back
Sure.
by accident on a motorcycle. I was messing with a motorcycle paint scheme, and I learned how to do that by accident. And I had a side cover in my hand, and I was using spray paint because I thought, well, hell, this is cheaper. We'll see if this guy likes this color before we spend a shit ton of money.
Of course.
And the bike was already flat black, denim black, street glide.
Yep.
And I was spraying it, and I was holding it in my hand, and I dropped it in the floor, and it got dirt on it. And I was like, dang, you know what I mean? So I start wiping on it with a rag, and it starts looking pretty good. And then I learned more tricks to make it look better and better and better. And I hit him with the idea. I said, hey, man, check this out. And he looked at it, and he went, damn, man, yeah, let's do that. And I was like, damn, now I got to replicate it. So
Okay.
I'm like
Nice.
crazy. So now I got it down to a damn science, I guess you could say. But
Awesome.
But with Square Barbie, how she came to be Square Barbie, I had a totally different idea first, but I knew I couldn't, my budget would not allow it. The color scheme, the name, everything. And I called her Ratty 10. Well, he just started painting her. And before when we got finished with the first stage, she was completely hot pink.
Ah.
And we were doing a video or a live stream, and somebody says, that's not a square body. I think you mean Square Barbie.
There you
because
go.
she was hot pink.
There you go.
But
Perfect.
we kept the second phase a secret when we added the teal, and we didn't show anybody until we did her first reveal show.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it.
Well, I got some pictures that I stole off of your Facebook page, so
Awesome.
we're gonna run them here in a minute. You'll
Still
see them
alive.
on the bottom. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So Square Barbie's on the circuit. You've been showing her around, and people just they know you for that. But so how does that dovetail into Chopped Rat's Garage, or is that something else?
No, that's what it is. We built it here at Chopped Rat's Garage.
That's the deal. And you build for other people
She's got
besides
her
yourself.
own,
Obviously.
own C10 persona she's got going, and we just added that to it. So it kind of just so many people that's well, I'll give you an example. She went to Maggie Valley, C10s in the Valley with her family because that's what they do every year. I didn't go. It was back during the flood came too. So
I was there for the hurricane.
yeah, and her daddy got on the phone one of the times I got through to him, and he said, "Did you realize how many people come up to this truck and blah 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 blah?" And I said, "Yeah, I mean we've been to 100 car shows. I know how many people come up to it." I said,
You've had that happen
I said,
before.
you need to park your truck away. You park your stuff away from it, and then somebody will look at it.
Yeah.
But I was giving crap,
That's a good deal.
So,
That's great.
yeah.
Awesome.
It blows my mind, literally, and I don't even like saying it, but how famous and popular Square Barbie is. I'll go somewhere and they're like, "That's the TikTok truck," or "That's the cotton candy truck." I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we saw it all over the place, and that's why we came to the show." And I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me! Like, we built this truck on a tiny budget in the backyard. Like, how is she a thing?"
Yeah.
But
That's
that right
awesome.
there, that is the thing. I mean,
That is the thing.
if somebody's got, $300,000 in a pro shop and nothing but time, you can build anything you want. It's the people who do what you do. It's the ones who build it in the backyard, bleeding money off the household account and taking an hour here and an hour there. That's what the fun of the hobby is. It's like
It's called Imagineering. You guys took your imagination with your
There
spray
you go.
paint and you dropped it in the dirt. You
Imagineering. I like
experiment,
that, yeah.
It's Imagineering. That's awesome.
yeah,
You're making
I'm stealing
dreams come
that, by the
true.
way. I'm stealing that quote.
you can have
I'm
it.
stealing that
You
quote.
can have it. Which one's that?
Imagineering.
You betcha.
I like that.
I stole it from Walt Disney. So there you go.
I got you.
I think you're probably safe as long as you don't open a theme park.
There you go.
I got you.
We're good there.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's right.
No, thanks.
That's right.
I don't know. I mean, Dolly Parton has Dollywood. Maybe you go open Barbiewood. Who knows?
Yeah.
We
No,
always
no,
say
no,
if we
no.
Then
were
you,
rich
then you'd
or
have Mattel on you
billionaires, we
too.
would be dangerous.
Oh, if we was rich, I'd be the redneck version of Jay Leno.
There you go.
I like that. I like that. Here, I live in Idaho. There's a few of us up here too. Oh man. So I know you, Candice. I know you do detailing and stuff at Ballard C10. I know you're a painter and a builder and all that kind of stuff. What's coming up down the line for you? Where are you headed from here? Because you certainly haven't had any trouble making people know who you are. But everybody's got a pie in the sky out there someplace. What's coming up?
Well, I love to post all the time. People always say, I post 10 times a day. I'm trying to do better there. But I've always, been an open book, and I love sharing my journey. So whether you like it or not, I just like sharing, what's going in my life. I've learned how I've helped a lot of people because I always tell everybody I've lived a million different lives.
Right on.
But like I said before, I've got all the books I'm trying to get out. I would love to go on a book tour. I did go to a local school system here, actually my son's elementary school, and I took Square Barbie. And
Perfect.
That was the talk of the school. They couldn't believe it. They came out of the school, they got to see Square Barbie. And now my sons say that the girls want a truck when they turn 16. And so I would love to go on a book tour, especially after number 2 comes out. But I have a few projects under the table. One that I want to have done for next year's Redneck Rumble to tie in with Square Barbie, something, where all the kids would be interested and the adults.
Are you going to tell us what that is? You're going to keep it under wraps?
No. It's not a full.
It's not a full. Let's just say it's not a full size build. Let's just say that.
Okay. Here, just a minute. Wait. Let me turn off the mic and the cameras, and you can just tell us, just 2 of us. Okay. Wait. Okay. It's all off now. Go ahead. Tell.
Yeah.
You're not buying that.
Well, I can.
Whenever we say something before we get done, somebody goes out and copies it, and we usually will reveal it, and everybody gets so excited.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like something of Barbie's, but it's going to be scaled down and a Square Barbie version.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Cool.
Well, it's on another note. I took some designs that we have. That I use for frame designs, kind of like the bike behind us. Here, I can show you something kind of cool. Here, let me get
All right, sure. We're always up for that.
Oh Lord!
I think the bike behind you is pretty cool, actually.
This is a miniature frame rail for the boys to build go-karts.
See how little it is?
Oh, right on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right.
This is for a go-kart. This will be
the
front subsection. It'll have a straight axle and a little motor sitting in between it, just like a regular hot rod would. This is the front frame rail section.
Awesome.
And
that's grand.
I'm going to build them bodies that look like cars I've already built.
Cool. See, that's imaginary.
That'll be fun. So I
Each
have to
son
ask.
has their favorite rat rod of Cooley's.
Sure.
And so he's going to build their own scaled down version.
Yeah, third side.
So what are you going to use for power?
One of the rat rods I built was called Erection, and it had a diesel engine in it, and it was like a crew cab dually that I made out of a. You may have looked it up on it was blue and black, and it was a crew cab dually, diesel 12 valve. Well, Jace is enamored with that, so what I did is his frame rails look different than the ones I just showed you. They look like that particular rat rod.
Yeah.
And I found a 3-cylinder Kubota diesel engine to go in it. It's all hydrostatic. So all he'll have to do is throttle it up and hit the throttle.
Nice.
Well, that's more fun than going down to Harbor Freight and buying a Predator motor. I mean, you can do that, but that sounds like more fun.
We have several of those here,
Sure.
One of them will have that, but one of them will be diesel.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of
Nice.
neat.
Well, that'd be fun. Well, you
So
know,
if there's a question that you would like to have asked that we failed to ask you guys,
oh yeah, sure.
what would you be?
What do you want to
What
tell
would
us
that
that we
be?
didn't ask you?
Do what now?
If there was a
what do we
question
want to
that you
say?
thought,
Oh,
If
I
there was a
can't think
question
of
we
nothing.
didn't ask that you wanted to talk about, what would you tell us that we didn't ask you yet?
yeah,
You asked earlier what we were kind of what was in the works or
Yes,
whatever.
yes.
Yeah.
I have another one of my rat rods that had a huge blower motor in it, and I just sold the motor out of it. And
Low down Lucille.
and I'm putting another engine in it, but I'm going to sell it. And I've got 3 other designs that I've drew out, and
Yeah.
I don't know which one. We may let other people pick.
I wish y'all could see these drawings. Oh my gosh, they're to me they're better than Chip Foose. Sorry,
Right
Foose,
on.
you're great.
they
But,
probably are.
He has drawn these future builds, and they're
That's
just
awesome.
absolutely insane. And I wish I could hit a lick and win the lottery, and he can build all 3 of them, because y'all's minds will be absolutely blown. They're so
That's
cool.
awesome.
Well, you know, stuff like that. I mean, Ron knows I've been working on a project for a number of years here, and it started with just a stupid idea in my head. I finally drew a picture out and went, you know, this would kind of be it. And of course, it changes as you go. You know, you add and subtract things, but putting those ideas that are in your head on a piece of paper, even if it's just a punch list, but a picture is better. That's what you use for inspiration. That gets you to those places. And I mean, you guys are not the only ones that we've had on the show who said, you know, I drew a picture 15 years ago and I found it in a drawer, you know, and that becomes the next, you know, big fun project. That's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with it because, you know, I'm going to sell this one so I can fund the next one. And
Yep.
I'd like to get started on it now, and I have to a certain extent, because when I got something in my head and I see a part or something and I can afford it, I go ahead and buy it. You know what I mean? I have parts for projects laying here everywhere, kind of like the bike behind me. The wheels that are on it wasn't even a thing, but they are now, you know, because it's took me so long to get to this point. They're 23 by 5.5. They're 180 tire front and back.
Yeah.
And my vision for that's to look more like one of those fat tire bicycles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know,
Sure.
Right on.
You know, it's not going to have a tank. The fuel tank's going to be under the seat. Use a fuel pump. You know, and it's just going to look more like, hey, how does that even move down the road? Kind of deal.
That's awesome.
You know,
That's awesome.
You
Well, so
asked earlier
Candice,
about like what kind of thing do I have lined up?
yeah. Tell me.
Can you hear me?
Yep. I got you.
Okay. Well, I go as we have the budget and the time, but one of my ideas or plans is I got Square Barbie, but we also have an OBS Chevy Dually 90s model, about a 94.
Yeah.
But it had an LS in it, and we just removed the LS because in order for it to be the tow pig for Miss Square Barbie, it needs a 12-valve Cummins.
There you go.
But I'm excited for that one. When we get to it, is we're going to do a crazy paint scheme on it. I'm not sure if we're going back to 90s Beltec sport vibes or what, but it's gonna have a unique paint scheme. It's not going to match Square Barbie. So if we go on long hauls, Dooley will pull Square Barbie, and then eventually also we're working on my Harley, and it's gonna be like a collaboration because they're also my children's book. A trio, yeah.
That is awesome. Well,
that's the big goal.
That's going to be fun. When I was looking at your Facebook page a little earlier, and by the way, it's Candice Ballard, Candis or ICE Ballard. If you guys want to go to Facebook and check her out, there's a picture up there. I think it might be the first post on there of Cooley on a dually. So that may be part of the project, or it may not. We don't know. It's something you can go and look at.
We love dualies, and I love Cooley.
Well, there you are. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, hey guys, I can't imagine. Every time we do one of these things, especially with somebody who's fun like you guys, it ends up really, really fast. I mean, we're just about out of time. But I really want to thank you both for coming. It was good to see you again, Cooley and Candice. Always a pleasure. You're welcome anytime. When you get your project like up to the point where you're there, hit me up on Facebook. We'll get you back on again, and you can do the reveal right here if you want.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be
Well,
cool.
the two builds we did for wrenching for the future,
Yeah.
they're here. They're here at my
that's
house.
right.
Oh, right
nice.
on.
Yeah, they're here at my house. I actually, the fuselage. Did you see the fuselage?
Yeah.
Yeah, the boy.
We drove it through the Veterans Day parade. I drove it through the Veterans Day parade.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Super.
I don't think
when
I've ever been smiled at that much. And the kids would run out in the road, their mom would have to grab them and pull them back.
Oh, that's
They're like,
great.
oh my God, it's a rocket ship going down the road.
That's great. Well, it was
Sounds
a cool
like
looking project.
Candice and Cooley Part 2, maybe episode number 2 coming
Absolutely.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
When
can
you
do
guys
that
get a
for
little
sure.
down there, a little
Absolutely.
closer
I
to the
think we
reveal.
need a part two. It just seems like there's stuff that we wasn't able to go over, and then hopefully by then my book number 2 will be out.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right.
This
Well,
brain
maybe after
holds a lot of
Christmas.
stuff. It never stops.
yeah.
Maybe after Christmas.
Sure thing.
Mine's full. I'm full of useless information.
Apparently, we've met because.
We're all related, I think. We're all related.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Well, hey, I appreciate very much you guys taking the time tonight. Merry Christmas to you and Happy
you so
New Year,
much.
and keep things warm in Tennessee. And we'll talk again.
That sounds
I
good.
hope y'all have a blessed Christmas, and thank you.
Thank you much,
Thanks a lot,
Candace.
guys.
All
Merry
right.
Christmas, bud.
See you later on.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
All right.
y'all.
See ya.
Bastards Car Club of Idaho loves a good time, and we'd rather build it than buy it. We're a family-oriented, nonprofit car club that welcomes all 1969 and older in the rough as enough, real steel and iron. We're all about old school, traditional hot rods and rat rods. We get together, we have fun, we help each other build, and we cruise like crazy because that's the way car clubs are supposed to be. The Rat Bastards of Idaho is a new class of old school. Our signature event is the Infestation Show every July. Check our Facebook page for location, time, and date. We're charter sponsors of the Idaho Hot Rod Hall of Fame and the Hot Rod Podcast. Join us at cruise-ins all over Idaho and eastern Washington. Joining the club is easy. Just contact us through the club Facebook page or contact us at any event. Check us out on the Rat Bastards Car Club pages on Facebook. Wow.
That was awesome.
Well, it was cool.
Very cool. It was fun.
Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, they dragged me back into biking because that frame he had on the back of behind him there, man, that was a nice piece of work.
Very cool.
Yeah, I built a lot of bikes and built a couple of cars, and we're getting there. But Candace is a lot of fun. I had no idea that she was a children's book writer. That's kind of cool.
That is cool. Very
Yeah.
nice. Nice surprise.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to part 2. That's going to be a lot of fun when they get
Yes, it is.
their
Yes, it
under
is.
the table project done.
The Cooley Dooley.
Cooly Dooley. That'll be fun. Well, I hope I'm going to make sure and share this to Rat Rod Richardson and Diane Levine and Kate
Awesome.
and all the rest of the folks. It turns out we have a lot of common friends. We haven't talked to Tommy Ring for a while to see what's going on. Did you know that he released an album?
Yeah, released an album.
He did. He's a musician.
Oh.
And a pretty good one too.
Cool.
Yeah, he's got an album out, and it's pretty good. And Steve, I can't believe they're in cahoots with Steve Tate. He's the guy from the Scroungers Car Club. But overall,
the car community, we're all related by cars.
it's true.
It's,
I mean,
it's in our blood, bro. It's in our blood.
Absolutely
We're all about
true.
cars for crying out loud.
He's got the Problem Child over there, which is a great piece of work. And it's been all over the place. I gather that he's kind of not rebuilding, but refreshing it, I guess, is a better way to do it. I'm looking forward to that one. His son has got they built him a sort of a miniature Problem Child too, so that's going to be kind of fun. I'll see if we can get him on.
I got some relatives. I got lots of problem trials around here.
I'll bet you do.
Projects.
I'll bet you do. So you guys got Christmas plans?
We're gonna go to Hawaii for Christmas in September or in January.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well,
that's our Christmas present.
I hate you already, but that's fine. That'll be fun. Well,
It
make
will.
sure if you go to Hawaii, we got viewers in Hawaii. If you go
Sure.
there, make sure that you go to Leonard's Bakery in Honolulu, and get you some malasadas.
Okay. Malasadas
Are the better. It's like a Philippine sort of a donut. It's not really a donut. There's no holes in it. It's like a pastry. Oh,
okay. Sounds good.
Epic. They are
awesome.
Epic. If I thought
I'm going to go to the Moon store. That's for sure.
Got to do that. That. All right, my brother. Well, have a good one. This one is, let's see, show 370. And like we said, it's our final show for 2024, but we'll be back next year. Oh, by the way, we're going to have the New Year's special. We're gonna bring back David Dickinson and the actual true story of the Hot Rod Lincoln, and we'll be running that for New Year's, and it'll run for a while after that.
If you're gonna drive when you drink, you better stop driving that Hot Rod Lincoln,
son. All right, my brother. See you next time around, folks. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like and share on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's it for this episode of the Hot Rod Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to our show, and we appreciate it if you smash those notification buttons too, so you'll know when a new one drops. For Ron Foreman, I'm Brady Wright. This has been the Hot Rod Podcast. We'll see you on the next one.